Alright, hello everybody and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. A lot of things going on in this show tonight. And in a way, I may have a little bit more positives than speak on negatives when it comes to AEW. I do have sometimes positives, but of course there has been a lot more negativity sometimes around AEW. Sometimes, I said sometimes one too many times, but yeah, it's sometimes it can be a lot of negative between this show, but a lot did happen on here tonight, especially in the build to Revolution and whatnot. And what do we got, huh? What do we have for AEW tonight? With the car being from Huntsville, Alabama tonight. Very hot crowd, by the way, too. This crowd was actually on fire. I don't know if it was a full house out there and that, because I've been hearing a lot of things throughout the day about they were not able to sell out Alabama. I heard they were trying to do another one of these tribute shows to the Continental Wrestling. I don't know if that was this week and next week, but I did see some empty seats out there tonight. I just kind of wanted to address that. But we do kick off the show with Jon Moxley. Big pop for him. Big Mox chance. Mox coming back fresh off of New Japan Pro Wrestling over the weekend and whatnot, especially in the New Beginnings Pro shows. We will see him back later on this weekend when he faces Minoru Suzuki for the IWGP U.S. title. Looking really forward to that match, which they kind of tried to keep kayfabe over there with that eye patch, but it did keep falling off. Go check that out, and go check out my review to the New Beginning in Sapporo, but we will be back later on with the New Beginning in Osaka review later on this week. Just wanted to point that out there before we move on with Moxley, but that it was important to address. As Mox got a big chance coming out there, he ended up going against Ortiz. I don't think they're calling him Santana and Ortiz Proud and Powerful anymore. They're just calling him by Santana and Ortiz, because I've noticed the commentary team has not called them by that name lately. But as they came out, Chris Jericho's music hits. He came out with Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager. Of course, everybody's going to sing along to Chris Jericho's theme song. This is like 3 weeks in a row. But hey, Judas is a great song, though, so I'm not going to hate on that. Mox ended up going against Ortiz, though. Pretty good opener, I will say that. Like I said before, Mox was super over, of course. They pretty much fought to the outside for a second. Of course, Ortiz has got to go around and say, the best, the best, the best. Mox pretty much kind of went back at him. He kind of got a back and forth on him. Of course, Santana tried to get involved, but Mox ended up hitting a clothesline on, I think it was on, he knocked Ortiz into Santana, and then pretty much got Ortiz right after, hitting him with a Death Rider, then winning the match. And then as Mox won, Jericho pretty much looked from the announce desk and pretty much was pissed off. By the way, both Jericho and Guevara are hilarious on commentary, okay? Listen to them. It was very fun, too, especially talking to Jim Ross or whatnot. That was good. I did enjoy their commentary or whatnot. Mox ended up pretty much showing Jericho then the keys, the 4 GT keys he took, and pretty much Jericho said, "That's my car," and whatnot. And then pretty much he took the keys and stabbed Santana in the eye with it, which it was kind of funny when Jericho kept saying, he kept telling Hager and Guevara, like, go get him, 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 go get him. Does it take you that long to get down to the ring? It's like, go get him, go get him, go get him, go get him. And by the time he hit him in the eye, they were already too late. Mox pretty much went through the crowd as Jericho was pissed off then right after, as pretty much Mox looked from up there and everything, pretty much after stabbing Santana in the eye. So a good opening match, though. Also with the pretty much post-match attack, Mox pretty much getting payback on the Inner Circle. Now, I guess for an eye, if you want to go from that type of saying to come back at the Inner Circle while stabbing Santana in his eye now or whatnot. So, I guess Mox getting a little bit payback on tonight. Next, we had SCU versus the Best Friends. This match, listen, man, the Best Friends, I don't think Chucky T is good. I like Beretta, but the only thing that's keeping his team together is Orange Cassidy, who continues to overshadow these guys. Like, the Best Friends come out, and Orange Cassidy follows right after, and he gets more of a bigger pop. This wasn't a bad match. They kept mentioning that Christopher Daniels was not out there with him. Is the Dark Order trying to get him to join and whatnot? This wasn't a bad match. And at one point, everybody was on the ground from the outside then, whatnot, because pretty much they all started hitting moves like a big springboard to the outside. And then Orange Cassidy just happens to walk around everybody, all 4 of them, and then he just lays onto the ground everybody, and they all just pop forward then before they went to commercial. But as they came back came back on then. Trent pretty much tried to go after Scorpio Sky. Pretty much they in the soul food or whatnot, and haven't had on Kaz in both onto the best friends. The best friends pretty much did the Okada hug camera shot then right after that. But SCU pretty much took them out then. They ended up hitting their finisher on Trent for the win. Pretty much SCU got the win right here. So it was a excuse me. It was a good match and whatnot. But come on, I'm sure you all know who's winning this match. Next thing you know, the Dark Order comes out, and the minute I see the Dark Order, the minute I just rolled my eyes at it, 'cause I'm like, here we go. What bullshit are they putting on this week? They end up coming up, beating up everybody, and then Orange Cassidy, of course, he's got to do his thing, and everybody just goes nuts for it, and they tried to offer him the mask, but he put his hands up in the air, and he put them in his pockets. I thought he was about to do his little kick thing and whatnot, but the Dark Order, Stu Grayson ended up hitting him to the ground. They started jumping him right after. Christopher Daniels came out for the save, but the Dark Order backed off because I guess they were still waiting for the exhilarated one. But it's like some say before. You got Evil Uno there as the speaker and mostly like the leader of this whole thing. But now you have this higher power, which hopefully they get that sometime soon because this act is still not working and whatnot. Because now it's like, I don't know, I guess Evil Uno is like second in command or I don't want to say lieutenant, but maybe the sergeant of this group, and that there's the higher power leader, and he's like the pawn, the spokesperson for the Dark Order or whatnot. So that is the thing. But listen, the match itself was okay. I will say that. Orange Cassidy is the only thing keeping the best friends together. Like I said, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Orange Cassidy. He's the only comedy thing I really like from AEW. He's the only thing that really cracks me up. But I do think he needs to do something different, though. He is funny, don't get me wrong, but when you kind of start doing the same thing almost every week with the kicks and whatnot and the pockets thing, I know fans are going to mark out for that, but gotta see something different, man. I'm still waiting for a wrestling match at least. Dark Order, it's whatever with me. So I don't know if they will get Daniels. It could be Daniels could be just tricking everybody. He becomes the leader or whatnot. I don't know. But the match was kind of whatever. But I kind of figured the best friends were not going to win just because they're not going to win. And Dark Order, like I said, I'm trying. I really am. But still not following with it. Next, we get to another bad match. Well, I wouldn't say another, but we get to a Britt Baker match. So you know this is already going to be bad. She went against Yuka Sakazaki, and listen, I have really no idea match that much about Yuka Sakazaki. The last time she was even on AEW was when the Double or Nothing event happened back in May. So they basically kind of said this was her debut on TV because she works for Tokyo Joshi Pro. I don't think she's from the Stardom promotion, but she works over there. Listen, this match ain't really nothing to talk about. This was pretty bad anyways because it's just Baker and whatnot. And I don't know a lot about Sakazaki, but they kept talking about her pants. She looked like a genie for some reason with the magic pants. And I know she did a big senton on her to the outside and another one in the ring or whatnot. It ended up being Baker trying to hit the lockjaw on her, but Sakazaki got the win with a crucifix. And I'm sitting there wondering, really? So they're trying to make Britt Baker to the heel, which, by the way, fans did chant Baker sucks throughout this match, but it's like a lot of people said. Baker talked all this shit for the past 2 weeks, but then you lose? But then they got to do a post-match attack then, and she takes the ring bell, and she hits Sakazaki then, puts her mouth on the ropes for stomping on it, and I guess they tried to play like blood was coming from her mouth, which I don't know if it was any teeth. It looked like it was teeth in her hand, but then when she puts the lockjaw, and you can see it on camera, all her teeth are inside her mouth then after that, and then, she does that, and they got all the blood coming from her, which, it's funny, because I'm like, okay, I get it, teeth, dentist, which they didn't mention she was a dentist. They mentioned this girl's a dentist almost 1,000 times on commentary all the time, make sure you know Britt Baker's a dentist, but now they don't want to say she's a dentist when something has to do with teeth this time. This match was not really good in general. I know they're trying to get Baker over as a heel and whatnot, but it's just kind of odd if you're trying to make her to a big heel, but she's already taken another L. Taking L's already. It had to come out and talk about Shivani and that god-awful promo and Yo, the one with JR last week was slightly better or whatnot, which, everybody said, well, JR messes up a lot of names. But it's funny, called Scorpio Sky 2 called Scorpio. I actually thought that was pretty funny. But, hey, man, JR messes up a lot of stuff sometime. I'm not mad at that all the way, but I'm sure a lot of people are. But, yeah, this thing with Baker, I don't know. I don't know. She talks all this mess, and you now lose to this girl who has not been seen in almost over a year now, and just happens to be there this time. But hey, we gotta try to make Baker look good in the post-match attack to make her look like a bigger heel. But I don't know, man. Baker's not good. Once again, the women's. I don't know, man. I say a lot about these women's matches. They are just not good. They're just not okay, or just the way they're booked. It's a lot of things that's wrong with the women, but I honestly, I didn't even know who this girl was until I remember she was from Double or Nothing, but this match was not good. Next, we had the Elite versus the Lucha Brothers and the Butcher, the Baker, and the Candlestick Maker. Hangman was kind of staying very distant from the Elite because they came out and did their entrance, but Hangman was kind of on his own, of course, trying to drink his beer or whatnot. But, let me say this about this match, because there's too much to explain in this. Now, it is a little bit kind of some story behind this, but let me say this right now. Number one, the Lucha Brothers need to be pushed higher. I like Pentagon and Phoenix, but even I feel like they're just kind of in the middle right now, and just either tag team matches most of the time, and they kind of I'm not saying they take too many L's, but I feel like Pentagon and Phoenix should be very higher on the card than even a tag team right now, because they feel like they're in the tag team division, but they're a little bit like in that low middle ground. I feel like they should be pushed a little bit higher. And I agree with some people that they're kind of wasted right now when I think about it. And every time I see the Elite now, it's like this. If I know Kenny and the Young Bucks are going to be in a match, expect a super spot fest. This match was an entire spot fest, because the problem I had with the Lucha Brothers, I was like, why are they teaming up with these jobbers going against the Elite? Tell me why. Because I know Pentagon and Phoenix are mostly going to be the ones doing most of the work. And, I thought if they lose, I knew probably the Butcher or the Baker were probably going to get the loss or take the L and everything. But listen, this was a spot fest. I'm not going to explain every move in there, because you saw super kicks, you saw V-triggers, you saw Phoenix flying all over the place, you saw him doing tight ropes, you saw Pentagon going in on everybody with chops or whatnot. And then, you had a couple of things here and there where Hangman was kind of arguing with Kenny and them and whatnot, because the Bucks came back with several super kicks on everybody, and, Hangman with the V-trigger and whatnot, Kenny with these multiple Snapdragon suplexes, but he couldn't get it on the Butcher for some. He was too big. You couldn't even get it on him, but they had to come back with more super kicks then. Like, super kicks all over the place. But next, Hangman tagged himself in and whatnot, and he hit the buckshot lariat on the Blade, and he pretty much hit a folly slam, was going for one on the Butcher, but it did not work. His knee kept giving out because they were kind of focusing on that. He wouldn't tag back to the Young Bucks and everything, and they pretty much got taken off the apron then. Pentagon and Phoenix ended up hitting the spike pile driver for the win, and surprisingly, the Lucha Brothers and the Butcher and the Baker and the Candlestick Maker won, mostly because of the Lucha Brothers or whatnot, but they beat the Elite, because nowadays, I do not take the Butcher and the Baker and them seriously, and if they are tagging up with other people, either A, the Butcher and them are going to take the L, or someone else is going to be getting the win for the team. But I guess some people would say the Elite did not put themselves over this week, but they are still trying to go with the story. Listen, I like the match, don't get me wrong. I usually have a kick out of this, but sometimes you could tell if it's going to be a spot fest. And the Bucks, and I know people now that just aren't even a fan of the Bucks spot fest matches. Like, they usually like it, but I think they get tired of the same somewhat insanity matches almost every week. Same with them, especially if they tag with Kenny and that whatnot. I enjoyed the match. I still think it was really good, but it's a spot fest, so it's going to happen. It's going to be a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. It's just going to eat up the fans and whatnot. But pretty much right after Hangman started arguing with the Bucks, Hangman pretty much left. Of course, he got a beer and was gone. Kenny Omega was still in the ring. He was supposed to do an interview with Tony Schiavone, but Pac pretty much came out and says, "You forgot about our contract signing," okay? And Rio, who magically shows up on TV for once. The champion is here. Somebody told me earlier tonight, like, wait, Rio's not in the match. She can show up on Dark and wrestle. And whatever this intergender wrestling thing they're trying to push right now, or Kenny is, which I don't know if that's a good idea in that. But the champion is barely on TV, folks. But yeah, not Tony Schiavone, but pretty much Pac says, listen, you let your friend Michael Nakazawa for dead. Who gives a fuck? And now, what are you going to do about your friend here, Lil Rio, huh? What are you going to do about her? Omega says, okay, you can have the match, all right? You can have it. But Pac pretty much told Kenny, listen, I'm not going to put my hands on a woman. I might be a bastard, but I'm not a beast. Next thing you know, Nyla Rose showed up and pretty much tried to powerbomb Rio through the table, which did not break. This girl is so small and light that she could not even break the table. It's like Rio's a very small girl. Okay, what is she like? I don't even know how much she weighs, but she's got to be like, what, 90 something pounds? Possibly. She had to be really that light if she could not break the table. I'm like, the table didn't even break. So at least she actually showed up on TV. But I'm just getting to the point, I just kind of want the belt off this girl because she's barely here. I know she's got to do other commitments, but can we get a champion that's actually here, please? Because I forget this girl is even a champion at the time. And that's why I say I've always been 50-50 on Riho. And now I just kind of want the belt off her, just go on to something else. And, you know, Nyla Rose may not be my next choice because I can already tell you about motherfuckers are not going to watch Nyla Rose for obvious reasons, of course. You can go figure that out for your own. Or look at an old video of mine, you'll figure it out too. But I can see that. But then next thing you know, we go to another match. A match that went on way too long, and the crowd mostly... This is where the crowd actually died. The crowd mostly has been hot throughout most of the night. This is where they died right here. Joey Janela versus Kip Sabian. Listen, this went on way too long. I was paying attention to my phone. I know people I was talking to was probably looking at Twitter during this match or was not paying attention to it. This went on for over 11 minutes. And I don't even know what they're even fighting about anymore, okay? What? It's about Penelope Ford and whatnot, but it's just like it's been there, but I haven't really paid that much attention to the story or whatnot. And we haven't really heard any mic time from these guys, but they happen to do the match right now. I didn't really care about this match in general. I like Kip Sabian. I think he has potential. Joey Janela can fuck off for all I care. So fuck him. Honestly, I tried. I really did, but he's just not good. And I think Kip Sabian had to carry that match out there with him or whatnot. But Janela, I'm sorry, I can't. And this match went on way too long. I did not really even care because like the minute I saw Janela, I'm like, well, okay, I don't care. That's another motherfucker I don't like. So got a lot of people on the show I do not like tonight for some reason. But yeah, I did not care about this match. And what, Sabian won with the roll up because Janela knocked Penelope off the apron after her and Sabian kissed or whatnot. So I don't know what's next for this feud, but this match went probably the worst thing of the night. This was like one of the worst things of the night was Janela and Kip Sabian. Next up, we got Hangman Page about to be interviewed. The Young Bucks pretty much ask him, what's your problem, man? And he said, we know what your problem is. They took the beer away from him. Next thing you know, Hangman shows up with a whole pitcher of beer. So the man's alcoholic, folks. I guess we could say that. He's got a whole big picture of beer tonight. You took my cup of beer. I got a bigger beer. So I'm not saying Hangman's the new Stone Cold or whatnot, but he's kind of an angry drunk right now. Like, I can take my beer away. I got more beer. He wants a drink. They announced Double or Nothing coming back to Vegas. They're supposed to be in Atlanta in the next few weeks. One thing I thought was kind of strange, they started announcing all these title matches for next week, right? Because what? You got Rio versus Nyla Rose for the women's title. You got SCU versus Kenny and Hangman for the tag titles. And then you got Kenny in like the next 2-3 weeks against Pac in an Iron Man match. I'm sitting here wondering to myself, why are you doing these title matches next week, but you're not doing them at the pay-per-view? Why is it the women's title match at the pay-per-view? Why aren't the tag team match titles at the pay-per-view? Hell, why is it Pac versus Omega at Revolution if it's an 30-minute Iron Man match? You save that for pay-per-view, not on TV. I hope you got something else built for that, because I'm sitting like, man, this is a stacked card that a lot of these matches should be on the pay-per-view, so why aren't you just waiting to do that? Unless something else is different planned. I don't know, but I don't know why you didn't save a lot of those. You're doing it next week, but you're not saving it for the pay-per-view. It's kind of strange to me. But we didn't get to the ending of this show. MJF and Wardlow come out as Cody comes out then, because they asked Taz and MJF what they thought about the whole 10 lashes tonight we were going to get to. So MJF pretty much told Cody, Cody took off his coat and whatnot, taking off his shirt and everything. MJF pretty much said that, this belt is too nice to touch your flesh. So he wanted Cody's belt then. And as he took the belt from Cody, MJF pretty much, told him to turn around and whatnot. Pretty much make the first shot off him. He tried to psych him out, but he hit him on the shoulder then. So basically what we saw here was Cody Christ about to, pretty much, he's Cody Christ out there. He's paying for our sins by taking 10 lashes to the back. And it's like someone told me, you want to call Seth the new Jesus Christ on Monday Night Raw, the Monday Night Messiah? Welcome to Cody Christ right here, the Wednesday Night Messiah. That's basically what he is now. We got one being the Monday Night Messiah, and now we got Wednesday Night Messiah right here. So yeah, Cody Christ paying for our sins right here, it looks like. But he took the first shot to the back. A lot of big red welts on him and whatnot. Next thing you know, the Butcher, the Baker, and all them, Britt Baker and Guevara, they all start coming, watching on stage to see this. But as MJF pretty much took the second shot at him then, and whatnot, Cody kept getting in his face. Pretty much Cody had to calm down, and MJF pretty much told him to turn around. He hit him with a third shot, and Cody kind of started buckling down a little. Arn Anderson came out and wanted to stop this, but MJF saying like, you cannot save him right now. He has to do this. Arn pretty much told Cody to just get him, get up and everything, just do what he can. Pretty much Cody, he pretty much got up then. He's getting up after that. Getting up to his feet. And MJF yelled at him, like, get up. It wasn't that. He hit him again for the fourth time. He went down. MJF said, you want to quit, bitch? You want to quit and whatnot? But he still didn't quit. Cody pretty much got up pissed off then. Pretty much looking as you just see more red welts on his back, on his spine. Dustin Rhodes tried to come out. And he said he would take the shots for him. But MJF says, this is not how it works. Okay? Get out the ring, or he's not getting the match. He hit him with 2 more shots then. The Young Bucks came out then. They tried to stop, and, Cody, like, he almost had some tears in his eyes while just trying to take all this pain. And, MJF just kept talking, and Cody pretty much got up pissed off again, like, do it again. And he hit him again, and, pretty much MJF said, stay down, bitch. And Cody just doing what he can to get back up. And, he pretty much gave MJF the middle finger, and he's going to have another shot, but Wardlow wanted to take a shot at him then. So MJF let him get the belt. Wardlow took a big shot at him, and you just see Cody's back just almost bleeding and purple, just all these red marks on him. Brandy comes out then, which I guess Brandy is that Nightmare Collective Brandy this week. I don't know. Somebody informed me about what the male girl turned on Kong, or I don't know what's going on with that, nor do I really care about the Nightmare. I guess Brandy Rhodes is the new Bray Wyatt here with split personalities this week, as my friend Steven said. Split personalities. Yes, 1 minute she's dark Brandy Disney villain with her stupid group. Now she's Cody's, back to being Cody's wife this week and being concerned about her husband now. So yes, it's a different Brandy. I don't know if the Nightmare Collective, whatever spooky gimmick they got going on, it's horrible, okay? But I guess this week she wanted to change up her personality and pretty much went to Cody and tried to console him. And Brandy was sad, pretty much says, you got just two more as the Bucks and all them. And, it's like a lot of people say it's like a very emotional thing because it's almost trying to make Cody probably maybe the biggest face right now. You have his enemies and his friends and his family taking all these lashes and whatnot. And before he could take that last one, MJF pretty much hit him across the chest with it and whatnot. Everybody got in the ring and helped Cody to his feet. But MJF kicked him in the nuts then, and him and Wardlow walked off, ran into the crowd. As JR said, they're running like scolded dogs. I love what JR said. Like, I wish he would have said, like, the sons of bitches are running like scolded dogs out there. Oh, I can't do a good JR impression, but they're running like scolded dogs, or by God, or whatnot. But Yeah, they ran like scalded dogs, though, and they looked from the crowd as Cody pretty much looked up. Now, there's a lot to say from this segment. Probably one of the best things of the night was this segment in general of taking these 10 lashes. Now, I know a lot of people say it doesn't make sense, but this is off so Cody can get his revenge on MJF at Revolution. Now, I don't know how the match is going to be or whatnot. Hopefully, this match is good when the pay-per-view comes or whatnot. We still got a lot of time because, Cody doesn't face Wardlow in this cage match until, another 2-3 weeks, I believe. So, there's still time to build this. I don't know, maybe they could have pushed the lashes thing maybe back maybe like a week or two before the pay-per-view. That could have worked. But, in a way, I don't want to say they did it too early, but if you got, February 29th is 2-3 more weeks away, so we still got a little bit more time. And the cage match is the week before, days days before the pay-per-view on Saturday or whatnot. So there's still time to go with this, but this is probably one of the better segments of the night. That's probably the top thing was the Cody taking 10 lashes. The 8-man tag was good. It was a spot fest, but I enjoyed the Pac stuff. That was actually really good because almost like he was gonna kill Rio right now, kick the crap out of her. That wasn't bad or whatnot. With Nyla Rose showing up. Mox was good. That was another positive of the show. Mox was super over here tonight. I'll say that also. So the thing with him and Jericho, I almost forgot to mention the session with Jericho. I thought it was funny when he said, what kind of man takes a spike and goes, hits him in the eye with it, which the man started laughing. What tries to end this man's career, and Santana got up and everything because his eye was hurt. But he says, "You don't know what I've done. You ain't walked in my shoes, Mox." And next week, he's gonna be going 1-on-1 with him. So I guess it's gonna be Mox versus Santana next week. Whatnot. So a good promo from by him, and I know I didn't mention that earlier, but I just can't remember that at the last second. But overall, I would say the positives was the 10 lashes and whatnot. Like I said, I like the 8-man tag. Like I said, a lot of people aren't going to be fans of that spot fest. It's still a fun tag match, but it's a super spot fest, basically. Like I said, the Pac stuff was good. The Mox stuff was good. Did not care about the Baker thing. That was still pretty bad. Just the match itself was bad. I know they're trying to get heat on this girl, but I don't know if that's working all the way. Janela and Sabian went too damn long, nor did I really care that much about the match in general, so there you go. SCU and Best Friends were alright, but Orange Cassidy is the only thing really getting that whole group over in general, but it wasn't a bad match. Dark Order, I don't even know what to say about them half the time, but the Exhilarated Leader is coming whenever that happens. I have no idea when that happens, but I guess it's happening sooner or later, okay? So, that's gonna be, the thing behind that. Like I said, Drunk Hangman and everything. So, that's what I have to say about AEW tonight. So, I thought this was a, good show or whatnot. If you already seen my NXT review, you already know who I thought was the better show this week. I'm kind of gonna be leaning towards NXT on that. So, that's my opinion on, opinion of the show or whatnot. But overall, I thought NXT, at least, not NXT, but AEW did have at least some better positives this week than more that I can find with negatives. But overall, though, this is my review of AEW. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I am done with this review. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Please, no.